Everywhere you turn, you can't help but see or hear about artificial intelligence. And it seems like everyone has a different opinion about where this technology is headed.
Bill Gates is warning of the risks of artificial intelligence.
We're all scared that a bad guy could grab it.
Some think this is the beginning of the end, while others consider AI to be one of the greatest technological advancements and opportunities that humans will ever experience.
The increase in quality of life that AI can deliver is extraordinary.
While no one truly knows where AI will take us, one thing's for sure. The next generation of millionaires will use AI to get ahead. Since its public release in November of 2022, ChatGPT has become the fastest growing consumer application in history, reaching 1 million users in 5 days and 100 million users in 2 months, a feat that took Instagram 2.5 years to accomplish. I've spent the last few months researching AI, taking courses, and using a variety of applications. And today I want to share 4 key takeaways. First, I want to talk about what AI is and isn't. Next, I want to talk about the biggest threat you face when it comes to AI. Then I want to talk about what you should learn and how you should use AI. And finally, I want to talk about how you can make money using AI. If you're wondering who I am, I'm a mechanical engineer, an entrepreneur, and a software developer. My work's been featured on entrepreneur.com. I was voted a top 35 under 35 designer, and I've built an 8-figure e-commerce brand. So I have a track record of recognizing opportunities and taking advantage of them before it's too late. And my goal with this video is to help you take advantage of AI before it's too late. Let's get started. Let's start by talking about what AI is and isn't. Most people fear AI because they believe it's going to take their job. Now, while AI will certainly replace some jobs, we're not at a point where AI is going to replace all jobs. In fact, most jobs are still safe, so it's unlikely that a robot will replace you at work anytime soon. What's interesting is many people believed AI would first replace labor jobs, then white-collar jobs, and finally creative work. But the opposite has happened. AI software like ChatGPT and Midjourney has proven to be surprisingly good at tasks like copywriting, code generation, and creating images. So these are the first jobs at risk. What makes these tools so powerful is that they have an interface we can all use. In the past, becoming a great copywriter, programmer, or Photoshop artist has been hard to do. But now you can use everyday language in a chat window to tell ChatGPT and Midjourney what you want to create, and these programs create impressive results. Now, while these programs are incredibly powerful, they're not an excuse to be ignorant, because as the saying goes, you can know just enough to be dangerous. So yes, you can use ChatGPT to write a legal contract, but if you don't have a background in law or at least a basic understanding of the topic, then you'd be a fool to use that contract without having a lawyer look it over. And that's because AI isn't perfect. It makes mistakes. Therefore, AI doesn't eliminate the need to learn, because you need to recognize these mistakes when you find them. What this means is AI isn't an easy button that you press once. Instead, it's better to think of AI as a powerful tool that will help professionals do their job better. Let me give you an example to clarify this point because it's very important. I want you to imagine 2 people. One has no business experience and the other has been an entrepreneur for 10 years. If the person with no experience tries to start a business with AI, they won't even know what questions to ask. And when they get an answer, they won't know if that response is accurate or not. This means they could blindly travel down the wrong path without knowing it. In contrast, the person with 10 years of experience will ask better questions and as a result, get better responses. And if AI makes a mistake, it's likely that person will recognize that mistake and avoid it. As a result, they can use their knowledge combined with the power of AI to leapfrog ahead of the competition. So the bottom line here is simple. AI is not perfect, and it requires human oversight to recognize and correct mistakes. Therefore, you need to understand the fundamentals of what you're doing, and if you keep that in mind, AI is a powerful tool that can help you get ahead. All right, let's talk about the biggest threat you face with AI. At the turn of every revolution, there are people who resist change and lose. To give you a famous example, a banker told Henry Ford's lawyer not to invest in the Ford Motor Company because he believed that horses were here to stay and that the automobile was a novelty and a fad. I've also witnessed this in my life. I watched my grandfather's generation resist computers and then get left behind by the younger generation. And I worked at an engineering firm that suffered because they resisted the change from 2-dimensional to 3-dimensional drawings. So with this in mind, the biggest threat you face when it comes to AI is being left behind, because if you resist it, you will be left behind by those who embrace it. Now, because AI is changing so quickly, the speed at which you adapt is very important. Because while it was possible to ignore technologies like fax machines for a few years and then catch up, I think that will be much harder to do with AI simply because of how quickly it's changing. To give you some context, in April alone of this year, it's estimated that 600 new AI applications were released by developers. The point I'm trying to make here is simple. Many fear that AI will take their job, but I think it's far more likely that a human using AI will take your job. So you can sit back and watch that happen, or you can get ahead of the curve by using AI to make yourself more valuable. And the sooner you do that, the better, because in this case, getting ahead of the curve, even just a little, could make a dramatic difference. Okay, let's talk about what you should learn and how you should use AI. With the sheer number of AI applications available, it's impossible to learn them all. So you should focus on finding the tools that are most relevant to your job or industry, and then use those tools to give yourself leverage. Because ultimately, the people who take advantage of leverage win. Leverage is the ability to increase your output for the same amount of input. I'll give you two examples, beginning with using labor as leverage. If you're a one-person business, every hour you spend working equates to 1 working hour. But if you're a 5-person business, every hour you spend working equates to 5 working hours. To give you a second example, you can gain leverage with software. So if you sell physical products like cars, you have to spend time manufacturing every time you make a sale. But if you sell software, you can build the product once and then sell it to an infinite number of people without doing any additional work. So with this idea in mind, you'll want to resist the urge to think of AI as something that will replace you, and instead think of it as something that will supercharge you. To give you an example, assume you spend the majority of your time writing scripts for landing pages. Well, in the past, if you wanted to take advantage of leverage, you'd have to hire someone to take that task off your plate. But now, with the power of AI, tools like ChatGPT can write the majority of your scripts for you, meaning you save a ton of time because all you have to do is review the work and make edits, which means you might be able to double or triple your output. Personally, I've used AI to help me with this YouTube channel. I still write all of my own scripts, but I've used AI to help me turn my scripts into polished blog articles and then turn those articles into Twitter threads. I've even used AI to help me edit the audio for my videos. Before AI, I had to have complete silence and surround myself with sound blankets to get decent audio quality. But now I can use Adobe's enhanced speech AI to get near studio quality sound in almost any environment. So what does this mean for you? For most people, I think the best place to start with AI is with ChatGPT, simply because the tool is so powerful and has a broad base of use cases. After that, figure out what tools will give you leverage where you need it, and then master those tools. Now, if you're just getting started with all of this, one of the biggest bottlenecks people face when it comes to using ChatGPT is learning how to ask it the right questions so you get the best responses. This is known as prompt engineering, and if you want to be effective with ChatGPT, you have to understand this topic. Now, there are many ways to learn prompt engineering, but to get you started, I provided a free prompt engineering guide that you can download in the description below. Okay, let's talk about how to make money with AI. I hate to break it to you, but as it currently stands, AI is not an easy button for making millions. So no, you can't ask ChatGPT to build you a 7-figure business while you relax on the beach and travel the world. In fact, a guy famously tried this on Twitter, and his AI company seems to have gone nowhere. That said, I do believe AI will create opportunities for many people to make millions, and I think there are 2 main approaches you can take. The first is doing what we've already talked about, and that's using AI as leverage to maximize your output so you can increase your earning potential. So if you own an e-commerce brand, you can use AI to help you answer emails, build marketing campaigns, and create digital assets. Likewise, if you work at a marketing agency, you can use AI to help you create logo ideas and write landing page scripts. The second way to make millions with AI is to approach the problem from the opposite direction. And I'll tell you a story to give this point some context. During the California gold rush in the late 1800s, thousands of people fled west hoping to strike it rich. But in reality, only a small percentage of people found gold. The people who really made money during the gold rush were those selling the shovels and pickaxes to the thousands of people looking for gold. And you can do the same thing with AI. Over the coming years, countless people will try to use AI tools to make millions of dollars, so you can make your fortune by building and selling the tools they use. A great modern-day example of this strategy is the company ClickFunnels. To date, more than 100,000 people have used ClickFunnels hoping to make their own fortune, but it's estimated that less than 1,000 have generated $1 million in sales, which, to be clear, is not profit. In this case, the real winner is Russell Brunson, who's the owner of ClickFunnels and now has an estimated net worth of $40 million. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope it was helpful. If you want to get started with AI, I recommend you check out my prompt engineering guide linked in the description. Also, if you could help me out with the YouTube algorithm by liking the video and subscribing to the channel, that would be awesome. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.